Hi, hello, I'm Sam Harrison. I read, review and discuss fantasy and science fiction books. Today we have a discussion and it's not on books, it's on Booktube. It is today the 6-month anniversary of when I uploaded my first ever video to Booktube. And a lot has changed and everything has gone way better than I had expected. So what I thought I would run with you through with you guys today is the books that I've read, the videos that I've made, some stats on the channel, and also kind of updates and highlights and thoughts for the future of the channel as well. So first off, let's talk about books. So in the time I've been running the channel, I've just gone through all my Goodreads and I counted all through, and I have read 40 books, which is pretty cool. So I read 30 books from the start of my channel to the end of 2023, and then I read 10 books so far in 2024, which for a dad with a full-time job, young child at home, the intention to go and do some exercise, whether that actually happens or not, and a Booktube channel, I feel like reading that many books, especially, big fantasy and sci-fi chunkers like this one, is pretty cool. I'm really proud of that and really pleased with it. If I think about the best books that I have read since I started the channel, I think unfortunately, I've not read a book yet in 2024 that beat my 2023 book of the year. So that book is Of War and Ruin by Ryan Carhill. So yeah, still my favourite book I've read since starting the channel. And I have to say, maybe not my favourite book of all time, because I think there's a few others that have a lot more sentimental meaning to me because I've read them so many times or I've read them so long ago and all this sort of stuff. But one that has had a lot of meaning, has been very meaningful to me since starting the channel. It's really pushed me to get into the self-published stuff, which I've been trying to read more of. I did, self-published last September, where I read only self-published books. And now in 2024, I've read at least one self-published book both months. So I read in January Return of the Griffin by JCM Byrne. And in February, I'm currently reading Blood Rain by Ezra Payne, which is the first in the Hateful Tales series. That's also a new release coming out this month. And new releases was also something I wanted to read more of. So kind of getting at everything here. So I might look down a few times in this video because I have my laptop in my lap where I'm looking at stats and things like that. Oh, my cat's decided to sit directly in front of the microphone, so hopefully this does not ruin the video for you guys. Anyway, so yeah, the best book that I have read since starting the channel is Of War and Ruin. And if I look through and I think about the worst book since I've started the channel, so it's a difficult one, to be honest. I would say that the worst book since I started the channel is really a toss-up between It's Curse of the Mist Wraith by Johnny Wirtz. And when I say worst about that book, honestly, I don't mean it's a bad book. I mean that book was not for me. I think also it doesn't really help how excited I was about it because of all the stuff I'd heard about it. I think that one, I rated it 3 stars on Goodreads, and I feel like that was me being a bit generous because I knew the book was very good, but that it just was not a 3-star experience for me. I think it was more of a 2-star experience. And also, actually, the first ever book I reviewed on the channel was The Three-Body Problem by Cixin Liu. And actually, I think that might be a tie for the worst book I've read since starting the channel. it just didn't have anything that I was looking for from a book. It didn't have strong characterization. I felt the plot was not particularly interesting, and there's kind of two halves to the story. So we have this kind of like present day story, and then this kind of like virtual reality world game story. And the virtual reality world game story was like actively bad to me. So again, I think that should probably be a 2-star. Maybe I should go and re-rate that. I'll definitely re-rate that one. Let's re-rate Curse of the Mistwraith. And if you look at the Curse of the Mistwraith, you can actually see a lot of people don't like it. There's a lot of 1-star reviews there, and I would never give this book a 1-star because it is genuinely really well written, but the style of it is just not for me at all. So for me, a 2-star experience, which for many people I would say would be a 5-star experience. There are people out there who I think this will be their favourite book of all time, or one of. So if you like that kind of purple prose, if you like that classic fantasy vibe, then definitely give this one a shot. Anyway, so that's kind of the best and worst book since I've been reading the channel. When I say worst, I actually don't think I've read any bad books at all. I think all the books I've read have been minimum pretty good, but some of them have just not hit for me, and that's where Curse of the Mistwraith and Three Body Problem sit. Honestly, I don't get more than a couple of chapters into books that I think aren't very good. So if I haven't finished I would have just said this isn't good, I'm DNFing it. Favorite things that I've come across since starting the channel. So I can't say The Bound and the Broken by Ryan Cahill, because I did start reading that before I started the channel, and it was actually one of the big impetuses for me starting the channel, because I was like, nobody I know wants to talk about this niche indie fantasy book series. But other things that I have really loved since starting the channel. So I really enjoyed getting Stephen King in October, reading all of his murder mystery books. I have absolutely loved the Empire of the Wolf series by Richard Swan. And against my suspicion, so I actually thought that this was not going to be the case at all. I thought I was going to hate it. I have loved reading The Wheel of Time. I put it off because I thought, I'm not going to like this. It's going to be like Curse of the Mistwraith. Every single book is going to be a real drudge, like a real slog to get through. And it just wasn't at all. I absolutely loved it. And I think the other weird surprise for me is that Christopher Rocchio's books, the Sun Eater books, have not been as these are 6-star amazing best books I've ever read, as a lot of people have said. A lot of booktubers that I agree with on 90% of the books I read have been saying that this is the best sci-fi series ever. And I have to say that I think they're very, very good. But it's not, we're not in the the Curse of the Mistwraith style where it's like, this is good but not good for me. I think they are good for me. I just think they aren't excellent for me, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's been kind of the two biggest surprises on the channel, is how much I love Wheel of Time and how much I was expecting to be over the moon in love with Sun Eater, and I thought it's just good. Now we've done books. Let's talk about upcoming books, actually. So we've talked about what I have read. Let's kind of treat this a little bit like the weekly and monthly updates. So let's talk about what I'm going to read. So I'm going to finish The Wheel of Time, I think. Matt and I do a buddy read together for Wheel of Time, and we had committed to reading the first 3 books. And then we thought we would kind of sit and decide whether we wanted to carry on, at the same cadence, all that sort of jazz. Currently, I see no reason why I would not want to, because I have been loving these books, and I have to say, if I didn't have a Booktube channel, I would probably just be binging all 13 books in a row, because I'm having a really good time with them. And I feel like there's just so much potential there. And having spoken to Wheel of Time fans, I know that it fulfills that potential. So yeah, I will be continuing with Wheel of Time. I'm also planning on finishing the first Red Rising trilogy. So that should be all the way up to Morning Star. And Morning Star I'll probably read next month. So that's that. I'm definitely going to carry on with Red Rising. Definitely going to carry on with Sun Eater. So I have been told the books just get better and better and better. And I see no reason to stop reading now, having enjoyed the first two. Enjoyed the first three, actually, if you include the Lesser Devil novella. I think that the audiobooks for that really help as well, because I do really enjoy them. I'm going to be finishing off The Empire of the Wolf, hopefully this month, honestly. I did have to swap around a load of books, and while I probably would have put it in the spot where I'm currently listening to Empire of the Vampire as my audiobook, while I'm reading a book that doesn't have an audiobook, unfortunately, I've got Empire of the Vampire from the library, so I just have to read it before I have to return it. I've only got 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks left to read Empire of the Vampire, which is why I wanted to start that ASAP. So other things that I want to read. So I really want to read The Combat Codes by Alexander Darwin. The final book is out this year for that in its traditionally published form. And I'm going to attempt to read one per month leading up to that final book. So I think that's April, May, June when I want to be reading those. I have the whole of the Powder Mage trilogy by Brian McClellan, just sitting on my to be read pile. So I think that I'm going to be reading those. I'm going to go back to reading some books from my teen years. So the Kingmaker, Kingbreaker duology by Karen Miller, I think. Let me have a look. Karen Miller, yep. I read those when I was like 16 and I loved them. And I have found out since that there are sequel books to that duology. So I am going to reread those first two. And I think that I'll have a great time rereading them. And then I will, if I love them, carry on to the next one. I need to finish the Adan trilogy with Return to Adan. Don't know when I'll get to that one. Mostly because it being a indie book, they're kind of expensive to buy the paperbacks. So I'm on a big money saving kick at the moment. For a couple of things going on this year. So I'm trying not to spend too much money on books, like buying 1 or 2 books a month, and get the rest from the library or other methods. I could Return to Adan on Kindle Unlimited, but I have the first 2 books now, so it feels like I kind of want to buy the third one to go on my Adan collection. So yeah, that's kind of the thoughts that I have floating around my head at the moment. If you guys have anything that you're like, oh, you'll love this, you have to read it, please do let me know. I think I might be reading Elantris in March. That's kind of penciled in for a buddy read with Farah from Bookstalgic, but I know that everyone's schedule shifts around a lot, so I already own Elantris, so I can read it whenever. I just want to make sure I've read it before Stormlight 5 comes out at the end of the year. And hopefully Stormlight 5 does not come out the same month as Of Empires and Dust, the 4th book in the Bound and the Broken, because Stormlight 5, I'm very excited for it, but Of Empire and Dust, I am like, absolutely exploding with hype for. Because that series has become my favourite series of all time. And the fact that we're basically getting a 1,500-page book every year from Ryan Carhill is incredible. So when that comes out, I'll probably try and take time off work to read it. I'm not gonna lie. Absolutely loved reading all of his previous books. So so that will be my priority if it comes out at the same time as Of Wind and Truth. But I hope that Ryan knows that a lot of people like both his and Sanderson's books and doesn't want to counter program. Anyway, so that is kind of what we've been doing in terms of of books. But let's talk about videos. So if I look at the channel, so do you guys want to know how many videos we've made? Let's have a look. So we've read 40 books and we have made 135 videos. And this video is actually going to come out after the one that I recorded earlier today. So that's actually going to be this will be video 137, which is pretty cool. Seeing as I only started the channel 6 months ago. I didn't really start my regular upload schedule until like September of last year, sometime in the middle of September. So it's not it's not strictly the anniversary of the way that I do my channel now, but it's kind of as close to doing a 6-month anniversary video. Just let me have this one. So 136 videos will be out by the time you see this. This will be 137. We have gained, now I'm really excited about this. So in the last 12 months, let's check out. In the last 12 months, that's the wrong term. So I now have 417 subscribers, which is really cool. My goal for the first year on the channel was 100 subscribers. I think I've said that before, that my goal was literally try and get to 100 subscribers, maybe, because I had tried YouTube twice before. So I tried doing kind of a general interest, let's talk about the things I enjoy, vlogging style, highly edited, lots of work, lots of effort channel. And I made about 4 videos and basically only my friends watched them because no one was looking for that sort of channel. That's not really how that sort of channel grows. You need to... I still don't think I really understand how to operate that sort of channel, nor do I really want to have one anyway. But yeah, so that I think I got about 30 subscribers. All of them were my friends and family, and the videos were pulling teeth. They were incredibly long, difficult to make. They took, basically, I would put out one a week and I would spend the entire weekend making it, and I wasn't having fun, so I stopped doing it. Then I decided I wanted, because I was really into manga at the time, and I was like, I'm going to do a manga channel. And honestly, the problem with manga channels is that I read all of my comics and manga digitally, pretty much, and manga channels are almost exclusively about buying manga and showing off physical collections of manga, which is never going to be my thing. Also, I actually found, once I got into reading prose novels, that I was enjoying them a lot more than manga, so I'm kind of glad that I didn't go down that route, because then I'd probably be struggling after a few weeks. And I really was, and I stopped making those videos too. So both of those times I think I gained about 10 subscribers each time, 10 or 20. So I think, yeah, so I got 30 in the first wave, most of them left. Then I got about 10 or 20 in the second wave. But now, since joining the channel, starting the new channel, the Booktube channel, we've gained 400 subscribers pretty much. That's insane. I know I said it before, my year goal, 6 months to a year, was 100 subscribers. And then when the numbers started to go up, I was like, oh, maybe I can hit 100 by the end of the year, by the end of 2023. So that was 4 months I'd given myself to hit 100. And the first month I gained 25 subscribers. Then the next month I gained 20. But then ever since then, it's really been just going up and up. So I'm gaining over 100 on average each month now. And while it has been a little quiet for the last few weeks on subscriber front, I am reading a lot of sequels, and I know sequels aren't hugely popular on Booktube. People just want to read book one reviews. Might try and do more book ones in the future, but you know, I'm not going to read to pander. I'm going to read what I want, you know. Anyway, so yeah, 400 subscribers in the last 6 months is insane. If you subscribe to the channel, I genuinely want you to know that I appreciate every single sub. And every time I open my YouTube app and the number goes up, I genuinely feel like happy, and like it makes me feel better. I'm not saying that I am not happy if the number doesn't go up. I'm just saying that it has a really big effect on me. If I look at, so this is a fun one. So if you look at the chart for the last year, I'm not going to show you the chart. Yeah, it's very, very funny to see like some very slight lift in like August and September, and then just suddenly an upward curve through November, December, January. If this keeps up on this sort of scale, you know, we might actually get monetized. Like we might actually have, almost lost the microphone there when Barry ran away. We might actually have a monetized, like, makes money YouTube channel, which is insane. I literally never thought that would happen. I thought that by the time I'd put in enough effort for that to happen, that I'd already have stopped making these videos. So yeah, thanks again so much for watching the channel. It sounds like I'm wrapping it up, but we're not. Videos that we're going to make. So I am hoping to, over the near future, start doing reading vlogs. I love watching reading vlogs. I've often said that if I'm doing a reading vlog, it's going to be very boring because I do all of my reading sat on this same sofa that I do my videos on. I do now read in a few more places, you know, like I read in the gym or when driving the car. If I'm listening to an audiobook, I read when I'm out on for a walk and all that sort of stuff. But primarily my reading is here on this sofa. And the thing that I want to do is try and do some reading vlogs. Don't hold me to that because I have no idea what my life is going to be like later this year. Because, you know, big year and all that sort of stuff. Lots of things changing. However, hoping to start doing some reading vlogs. What I'm probably going to do is look at that as like big new release books. So if I'm like, right, I'm going to do a video on Stormlight 5, for example, I might try and film like daily video updates. Speaking of daily video updates, I have been thinking about starting a YouTube short series where I just pop onto shorts, completely, you know, unprepared, once a day, and just let you guys know what I've been up to, what I've been reading. So it'll be like a series that you can follow along. The only reason I haven't done it yet is because I don't know. I feel like I need to kind of like trial it and experiment it. So you might be seeing in the next few weeks this series start up where I'll kind of pop one video up per day at the end of the day just before bed where I talk about what I've read that day. On other things I want to start doing, so I have already started doing full spoiler discussions. So I've had some with Matt from Basque in the Story. I've had one with Ross and Laura from Hardy's Books. I've got another one with Ross from Hardy's Books coming up. I love doing these full spoiler discussions and I want to do more of them. If you're a booktuber and you are reading books that I'm reading, reach out, let me know. We'll do a full spoiler discussion. Happy to do it. Also, I really want to do more author interviews. So I interviewed Andrew Watson, as you know, booktuber and author extraordinaire. We had a great time. I am interviewing the author of I'm interviewing the author of Blood Rain, Ezra Payne, on Thursday. I'm taking part in the indie book tour for his book release. And so I decided that for my day on the book tour, I'm going to be doing a... Barry, you all right? I'm going to do a video with Ezra because I think that would be more fun than just the book review, and that also takes the time pressure off of me for having to finish the book in time. I'm also planning on reviewing the 2022 Basic Kindle, which is a Kindle I do a lot of my reading on when I'm reading ebooks. I have been holding off on doing that one, mostly because I don't want my channel to just be Kindle reviews and stuff like that. So I want to kind of spread them out. I'm also thinking about trying to get hold of a Paperwhite so I can do a review of the whole range for you guys. The other thing as well, I did talk about author interviews. I have 2 more lined up. So two authors that I have reviewed their books and I've said, hey, do you want to come on the channel? In fact, 3 if you count. I've got 3 lined up. So if you like author interviews, please stay tuned because I am hoping to do, I would like to say 1 a month, but realistically it will probably be whenever I can get some time together and at the right time as an author who has something to say. So if you have any kind of questions or any thoughts about or any suggestions for things I could do on the channel, please let me know. If you are an aspiring booktuber, if you're somebody who has just started and you're thinking to yourself, oh, you know, like I'm not growing very fast, or I'm only getting, 10. Some of my first videos, right, they only got like 8 views. It's hard now because if I go back, those videos have a lot more views now because they a lot of my early videos are reviews, so they people continuously find them because people are reading books all the time. But a lot of my content still has very low view numbers. Let's go all the way back, right? Let's go all the way back. So now I would say the average for my videos is like in the 70s to over 100s. But if I look, here we go. Here's an interesting one. So a video review here, End of Watch by Stephen King. Stephen King's a pretty big author. 29 views. That's only 29 views. And, is a big, that's the end of the trilogy as well. So, big book. So yeah, I think it's really interesting to see what you can get from, how long, channels take off. And some of my videos have, I've got a video that has 4,000 views. But, most of my videos are probably around 100, to be honest. I'm extremely happy with that. I say only, I love the fact that my videos get 100 views on average. I really liked making my Why You Should Start a Booktube channel video. So if you're at the beginning of your Booktube journey, there's a load of simple upgrades and changes you can make, like, for example, getting a microphone. My microphone stand broke today, which is why it's kind of sat on the sofa next to me, so hopefully the sound is good. And collaborating with other booktubers and working on big read-along projects like the Wandering Inn read-along that I have. Those are the things that I kind of credit with the channel growing the way it has. Yeah, this has been a bit of a rambling end to this video, but this is like a State of the Union, I guess. State of the Union address for Booktube, for my Booktube channel, at least. I like to think that I've been putting some good stuff out there. I like to think that I'm not wasting people's time and I'm making good videos. I've been trying to make them a bit shorter, so I'm trying to, say what I want to say, but in a quicker way. Not in this video, obviously, which is going to be over 30 minutes. Yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching the channel for the last 6 months. It's been incredible to have you here. If you've liked this video, please drop it a like. If you'd like to see more from me, if you'd like to see those future videos I talked about in the future content section, then please drop the subscription down below. And also drop a comment if you have anything to chat about, if you want to chat about my channel, if you want to chat about your channel, if you have a Booktube channel, if you want to talk about doing collaborations, reading something together, then please do let me know. It'd be great to read along with another member of the Booktube community. Thanks so much for watching, and I will speak to you tomorrow.